Over the last several weeks, many of you have already been testing the Android 14 beta on your Google Pixel Fold, and there are some nice improvements in tow with that beta release. And of course, as each beta goes by, the devices seem to be getting more and more stable as the final release, the stable official release, is seemingly right around the corner. However, there has been one big feature, a feature that the entire Pixel Fold community seems to talk about a decent amount, at least in my comments on Reddit and in other places where the Pixel Fold community might want to congregate, and that is a feature called App Pairs. This is something that's been talked about as a default Android feature going all the way back to Android 12, but Google has still never delivered that feature, and it was actually seen buried in some earlier releases of the Android 14 beta, but not actually enabled, and there were a lot of us that hoped that with an upcoming release of that beta, App Pairs would be enabled, but this has not occurred, and it is looking like it is not going to be present in the full release of Android 14. So when we talk about app pairs, what exactly are we talking about? Let me demonstrate this for you. Whether we're talking about a dual screen device like Surface Duo or a large screen foldable like the Z Fold line, you're probably doing more multitasking than you do on a normal slab style phone. So in order to make that a little bit easier, there is this thing called app pairs on some devices, namely this device and that device. Here's what you can do with it. So I've just put Threads on my desktop, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it onto Twitter, and you can see folder and group on Surface Duo. This is how you do your app pair. You can actually swap which app launches on which screen, click on OK, and now whenever I click on this app group, it launches both of those apps on either screen at the same time. Now, with another device like the Z Fold, the functionality is very, very similar, but slightly different. What you're going to want to do instead is launch your first app, then jump into your app drawer and go ahead and launch the second app. At that point, you can tap in the middle section and click on that little star button, and that will create a link like this, which, just like on Surface Duo, is going to launch you into this split screen view. I don't know why it did it sort of offset like this. Let's try that again. For some reason it's launching offset, and I don't know why that would be doing that. Let's rotate it around this way. Yeah, for some reason it just thinks Twitter needs to be really small. Let's actually delete that. We'll load this back up. We'll have it in the middle, and we'll make it again. We're going to put it on the home screen. Of course, you can put this onto your taskbar if you want to do that, and then you have it accessible wherever you might be. It is still just doing this. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but at any rate, you can see what the functionality looks like. It is simply a quick way to jump back into a multitasking sort of session where, maybe there's two apps that you frequently use side by side like that. Boom, right back into that starting point. Currently on the Pixel Fold, if you want to jump into multitasking, there are several ways to do it, but I find this to be the quickest. You're going to pick your first app, long press, click on split screen, and then it's going to show you your recently open applications as well as your taskbar and your app drawer. For this instance, we're going to jump in to the app drawer and fire up my Twitter web app, and then we have a very similar experience to what we just had on the Z Fold. However, there's no way to add that app group, that app pair, and save it to your desktop or taskbar just yet, as you would hope to be able to do. Now, of course, it's somewhat obvious that something is going on with this functionality because we are on the last beta version of Android 14 and it has not been enabled. However, there's a little bit more to go on than just that. Let's jump over to Threads. And you'll see this post here from Mishaal Rahman, who is consistently getting to the bottom of many different news topics. And they're talking about an Android 14 feature. And I decided, let's just change the subject completely. And I asked them, are you expecting app pairs for Pixel Fold/tablet with 14's full release? And Mishaal said no. It is still in development. So combine the situation we can all see with our eyes that it has not yet arrived with the fact that Mishaal is hearing that it is still in development. I think that that is going to point us in the same direction, that this is probably not going to arrive with the full release of Android 14. Now, if we cross our fingers and hope really hard, perhaps the next month's Pixel feature drop or the month after that, hopefully within a short amount of time, it comes along with a feature drop, and we get this feature that so many people are looking forward to getting. But if you're hoping to get it with 14's full release here very shortly, probably not going to actually happen unless something changes. So just something I wanted to pass along to you guys so that you're aware, so that you're not shocked and surprised when this feature that a lot of people might have told you was coming with 14 doesn't actually arrive. Guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content just like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.